Hi there, and a happy Halloween. Hope everybody's had a great Halloween, depending on when you're seeing the show. Boomer, Booger were dressed in costume. You didn't be like me, like eat all the candy right before you handed it out.
No, I didn't, but at home I do give out full-size candy bars. At least my wife will tonight.
I like that. You know, in the spirit of Halloween, look, it's just for kids. There's nothing better than that. And the all-time sack leader this week, Bruce Smith, got in the spirit of Halloween. How about this? This is too good to be true. He had 200 sacks. These are all the quarterbacks. Look at some of the names here. All the quarterbacks that he had sacked through his career. And there's Bruce, who got in touch with us from Virginia Beach area this week and said, you might want to look at this. And so we did look at this. So that's the backdrop to nobody better than Bruce Smith.
And how good is that as a former defensive lineman having quarterbacks on the grave? Nothing better.
That's pretty cool. And in the spirit of the day, before we go to the first highlight, some of the scores, like late in the third or early fourth quarter, 3-3, 10-9, 12-10, 16-15. It was kind of a eerie day until like the last half hour, a lot of these games. And I tell you what, you knew there was no love lost between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Here we go on the shores of Lake Erie. Cleveland, of course, rare wins over Pittsburgh to get in the playoff last year. And then, of course, they beat the Steelers in the playoffs. And here we go with Myles Garrett.
Okay.
And Bruce Smith, yeah, they're the quarterbacks that he's gotten. The sack reaper, good job. Baker Mayfield playing. Ben playing. He had Halloween shoes as well. Myles Garrett says, you're already on my cape.
Leading the league in sacks. He's been dominant so far this season, Boone.
He has. Chris Boswell on the kick. Oh, it's the score tied at 3. It's a fake field goal. Boswell, and he gets nailed. There was no call on the play. Boswell, woozy, gone, and there's the hit.
Yeah, someone needs to tell Boswell it's not going to be quite as open as it was in practice this week.
Yeah, well, so the fake field goal doesn't work, and we are still 3-3. And more defense. This is Pittsburgh, TJ Watt against Baker Mayfield, and we are 3-3 at the half. Now, early third quarter. He looked good in that Thursday night game. The Ernest Johnson in the end zone. Cleveland can run the ball 10-3 proud.
Really good job putting his left foot in the ground, getting upfield, and scoring a touchdown.
And Steelers come right back. I just think it's something right when you say ball carried by Pittsburgh's Harris. This is Najee Harris, obviously it's not Franco, and carried and soared in, and there we go.
He's been better than they thought he would when they drafted him in the first round. Boone.
And Presley Harvin is the punter, is the new Steelers kicker. Mike Tomlin says, let's go for 2. We're not sure that's going to go. Ben gets in, but offensive holding, but still without really a kicker. They're going to go for 2 from what, the 7 or the 8? And that's incomplete, so Cleveland leads 10-9.
Mm-hmm.
Still, yeah, you got to adjust. Coach Tomlin, critical 4th and goal. Harvin runs out. No, we're not kicking. Big Ben. Watch the play by Pat. French Fryer move for the juggling touchdown grab. 15-10, Pittsburgh.
Just great body control, hand-eye coordination. You get the right foot down, and then you tap the left toe like I did back in tap dancing class, Boone.
Yeah, I'm sure you did, the toe tapper that you are. And now it's 15-10. They don't get the conversion. 3rd and 4, Mayfield. Crowd roaring. 7 minutes to go, takes the hit. Uh-oh, is he okay? Is he okay? Look at Baker.
Yeah, just gutsy Baker. You know he's playing with a torn labrum. Getting the crowd fired up. The dog pound is ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Steelers. Until last January, it's been a one-way series. Jarvis Landry, but it's a fumble! And Watt pounces on it. Big turnover. Steelers defense, look, they've allowed only 10 points, and there's the turnover, but Cleveland gets one more chance. 4th and 12. Mayfield. Landry can't hold on. Turnover on downs in a game. We call this a blackjack game, and nobody gets to 21. What does the dealer have showing? 15-10, a big, big win for the Steelers in Cleveland. Again, a team that, what did they give up, 42 or whatever it was in the playoff game last year in Pittsburgh as the Browns bounced them. So the Steelers bounce back off bye, and they win. Cleveland at the 10-day, they lose it to the chagrin of the gritty Baker Mayfield.
I'm sure all around within, the sports media world, it's going to be the world's falling down. But we're going to handle it within the building and make the corrections we need to execute.
I mean, it's not fun, is it? It's definitely a winnable game for us, but we didn't do it. We didn't execute like we needed to.
What about from your own standpoint, Ben? You can see you were pretty excited coming off the field after that last play.
No, I control my emotions. I just told those guys, I said, don't ever, I told Naj and I just told the line, don't ever take a win against these guys in this stadium for granted, ever. Because it's always hard fought. It's something special. Miles is a special talent. And I told him, after the game that he can keep the tombstone in there, but I'll take the win in his yard.
Well, at least the spirit of Halloween. And there's respect with it, too. I mean, Ben, 24-3-1 in his career against Cleveland, including 12-2-1 in Cleveland. Anybody that figured the Pittsburgh Steelers were out of it here in the middle of the year, please reboot, right?
Well, without a doubt, because they understand who they are. They're going to play their defense. They realize that their quarterback is older, but the formula they're going to win with, they had today. They shut down the run. Chubb only had 60 yards. In the second half, Ben Roethlisberger was outstanding, efficient, throwing the football down the field, and when he needed to make throws, he did, Boom. But that defense was the catalyst. It allows them to play a little closer to the vest, and when Ben needs to make a play, he can.
Look, in a tough division, they know what they are and they know what they're not.
Yes.
Ben delivering it as quick as he has in his career, because extending the play is not going to be what he was in his prime, and he knows that. Cleveland, some of their big play players.
Yeah.
Where are they? Some of the throws were not picture perfect, but Baker's playing hurt. Where were they?
Early on, Baker Mayfield didn't play well, and when he started to play well, you had his better players, namely Jarvis Landry, dropping the football, a couple of drops, and a fumble. Odell Beckham, 1 catch for 3 yards. His better players didn't show up. Nick Chubb, only 60 yards rushing. It's going to be about Baker. He's the quarterback. He'll be the headliner, but everybody else has to show up. This team didn't perform when they couldn't run the ball today.
Yeah, I mean, they only gave up 15 points in their home stadium, but they didn't get it done. So Pittsburgh with a big win in the division, and the division is really after last week's mauling of Baltimore by Cincinnati. So Cincinnati now had a breather at the Jets, but guess what? That's why they play the game. Joe Burrow, Halloween colors, you figure the Bengals are automatic.
In costume.
Right? On this against Mike White, starting it for this first time because Zach Wilson's hurt, and very quickly passed to Ty Johnson in the red zone. White started 11 for 11. My goodness, to Michael Carter, who had a big game catching and first quarter points of the year for the Jets. 7-0. Now, play action. Burrow throwing against his body to Jamar Chase.
Yeah, that connection is going to be good all year. It's been good so far, Boom.
17-14 Cincinnati at the half. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Burrow, play action. Game tied 17. T. Higgins, put it on a tee. He'll go 54 yards.
I just love how Burrow moved a little bit to his left and then threw a dime. His athletic ability underrated.
And then Burrow, the little swing to Joe, mix and match. In the end zone, 8 straight games and multiple touchdown passes. Joe Burrow, Bengals on top, 24-17. Now they lead 24-20 in the fourth quarter. Look, these are the Jets, who gave up 54 points last week. So Burrow's saying we can just roll out of here in the fourth quarter. Tyler Boyd, 10 yards, 31-20 to the chagrin of Robert Saleh. Under 5 to go in the fourth quarter. White. Johnson! You need to take a look at this. We thought he had to step out. Unbelievable.
Even before he got to that point, Boom, how about breaking 2 tackles there? Very lackluster tackling by the Bengals.
31-26, very next drive. Burrow fakes the pitch. Wait a minute! Ball tipped and intercepted by Shaq Lawson.
Love when a defensive lineman gets an INT, Boom. 1999, I had my first one.
And you remember it. You know what? This is the Jets' first INT all year. We're Halloween. I mean, it's hard to believe. First quarter points, first interception, and now Mike White, Tyler Kroft, 13-yard touchdown. The Jets lead 32-31. Are you kidding? They go for 2. We're going to call this the LaGuardia special. Elijah Moore to Clem Crowder to White, the quarterback. A touchdown. Jets 34-31. 2.5 to go. Plenty of time for the Bengals. Sheldon Rankins with the sack of the Jets. All the defense is feeling it.
The defensive lineman led by Robert Saleh, former defensive coordinator, was humming.
And then a punt. And then White to Johnson. He's tackled by Mike Hilton short of the first down, but there's a flag on the play. 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they expected the defender to do. When the running back is lowering his head, we have to lower ours. I don't agree with that call.
Well, the Jets do because it kept the drive going. And in the Jets, who gave up 54 points a week ago to New England, the Jets, we told you, first points, first interception. They beat the Titans and the Bengals this year. That's why they call it professional football. The Jets 34, Cincy 31, and for Mike White, 405 yards, the first 400-yard throwing game for the Jets since Vinny in 2000.
Mike White played awesome, but maybe it was a week where the Bengals were reading their press clippings. They were the #1 seed in the AFC.
Right, they just beat Baltimore and they lost to the Jets. So here we go. Now, a team, and after the game, Mike White talked about it.
At first, I had to kind of listen again. I was like, "Are they chanting my name?" And then I tried to stay locked into the game because there was about 4 minutes left, and we were determining whether we were going to be in 2-minute offense or 4-minute offense, if we were going to need to go score, if we had the lead.
One thing I've learned about Jets fans is they're extremely passionate, and if you're winning, you're a winner, and if you're losing, you're a loser. And Mike put out a winning performance, and the crowd let him know it. So I think it's cool.
Now, only Cam Newton in his first start in the NFL with a 400-yard passing day, and that goes back to 1950. Meanwhile, Buffalo has owned Miami lately, rolling up a lot of points coming off the bye. And there we go, a little pumpkin head. And Josh Allen had a minute left in the half, and then the Bills started slowly. Miami defense showed up here. We are game tied at 3 4th and 4. Allen gets pulled down by Andrew Rip Van Ginkel.
Yeah, Josh Allen thought he had drawn the Dolphins off sides. He's a little upset because there was no flag thrown.
So the Bills turn it over downs. Now, Dolphins possession. Mike Gesicki, oh my goodness, the guy in motion gets hit with the snap. This is actually hard to do.
It's very hard to do. The first thing we do at practice every day, boom, is quarterback center exchange, even in shotgun. That can't happen.
So Micah Hyde recovers Bills at 3-3, third quarter. Now, Allen, Cole Beasley makes the turn, first down. Bills fans figuring out they blew this team out earlier this year in Miami, but Miami came to play. Allen, and he kind of gets his helmet. He does. It was a flag. He fires to wide open Gabe Davis. 10-3 Buffalo.
Only when you get a quarterback that's 6'4", 240, he can shake that off and throw the TD.
And he came, Allen to Stephon Diggs. Now, they haven't racked up the touchdowns as much as Buffalo has done it this year. At least not yet, but they did here.
Great confidence between the two.
17-3. Tua. Gesicki. He 40-yard longest pass completion of the year for Tua. 2 plays later, Tua. Touchdown. They go for 2. They make it 17-11. One-score game. Brian Flores' team. Now the Bills field goal, 2011. Tua picked off Jordan Poyer. Well, their back end is excellent.
And it just seems like once a week, Tua continues to throw that one interception where he doesn't see the middle field safety. Once a week, he's got to shut that down.
Their safeties, their corner, that back end is outstanding. Now, 2 minutes to go. Allen trying to put the game away. Now, he ran a lot. And he ran a lot where he took some licking, too. I mean, it was almost like a year or two ago the way he was running the ball, but Bills needed it, and they win 26-11.
He's an extension of their running game. They don't have the household names at the running back position, but Josh Allen is an excellent runner.
And so the Bills win, and they have won 7 straight over Miami. Now, he ran for 55, threw for 249. Miami, Buffalo's 5-2. Miami has dropped 7 in a row, 1 on opening day, and that's it. Patriots at the Chargers. I don't know what it is, but the Chargers, they just can't beat this team, no matter when they play. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010. Last year was 45-0. Justin Herbert, Chargers, saying, well, not today. Keenan Allen, 43 yards, red zone, Los Angeles Chargers. At the 5, Eckler, pushing. We saw a lot of this group pushing today, didn't we, for a touchdown?
Yeah, it's like, hey, fellas, can you help me out a little bit?
Hey, rugby on Halloween. Why not? We kind of had the game come from that. 7-0 Chargers. Mac Jones, growing before your very eyes. In the pocket. Oh, how nice is that to Nelson Aguilar?
Something you won't notice, the subtle 2 steps up and deliver a dime. Great athletic ability.
44 yards. Damian Harris. Perfect name for Halloween, Damian. We saw a guy named Moses. We had a couple of Elijahs today. You'll see we're tied at 7. Second quarter, same score. Justin Jackson. Well, that's nice. That's
nice.
real nice. My goodness, J.C. Jackson tackles his cousin after pick up a 75-yard. Chargers, business, 5-yard line. Herbert, Allen, 14-7, Chargers.
Love Keenan Allen, especially when he puts the hoodie on, boom. He loves to work the middle of the field.
4th and goal, Patriots on the 1, midway second quarter. Jones, Jacoby Myers, that fade.
Yeah, not my favorite play in football, the fade.
It is if you're a defensive lineman, right? The Patriots failed to score. Now, Patriots next drive. Incomplete to the former Charger Hunter Henry. Pass at his feet. Field goal, Volk. 14-13, Chargers at the half. Now 17-16 Chargers, fourth quarter. Once upon a time, Adrian Phillips, a Charger. Now a Patriot. No one touches him. Gets up, and he could go all the way for a touchdown. Jared Cook didn't turn.
Miscommunication. The tight end Cook doesn't turn around, and Phillips is what they call Johnny on the spot against his former team.
And so the Patriot defense showing the way. Patriots line up for 2-point conversion. And Jacoby Myers, they get that one. 24-17 lead. The Patriots make it 27-17, so a late Charger touchdown didn't much. Later in the game, Damian Harris says, hey, Adrian, I know you like pick six, but especially against your former team, the Patriots. So they had the big win last week, and they've been close, obviously, to the Dallases and the Tampas of the world. Now they beat a very good Charger team, 27-24, and I'm not sure what this it has nothing to do. None of these players were like born in the early 70s, right? But do you realize from the early 70s, so we're going a half a decade, right? 20-3, Patriots beating the Chargers. I don't know what it is. It was more of the same on this day.
Well, this matchup was very reminiscent when the Chargers went against the Ravens. They play them in very close quarters, tight man-to-man coverage, and it makes it difficult for Herbert and Allen and all the other receivers to get going. So it's the style of play in which the Patriots put on their opponent. But think about this. The Patriots have gotten better and better, Boom. Remember what Belichick said a while back. I look at September, still kind of the preseason. I want to be better and better. That's why you see a team in the Patriots that's getting better and better, and they're starting to play some of their best football, and it's a great win today against a really good team in the Chargers.
Hey, look, they're not looking ahead. They don't do that at all. They don't play the Bills at all till 2 games in December.
Yes.
I mean, Buffalo, look, is the class of the division, certainly at the moment. Back to the Jets and the Bengals. So, look, we have Baltimore, Cincy, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, 4 to the post in that division, right?
Oh, absolutely, especially when you look at what – you talk about Baltimore and Pittsburgh. You can't count Pittsburgh out just because of how they play and the style and their head coach. Mike Tomlin never had a losing season. So as much as it looks really bleak and grim, you can't count them out, especially with Najee Harris running the football, almost 100 yards. So Pittsburgh is going to be in that division. Regardless, we thought Cincinnati may run away with it. Pittsburgh is going to be there all the way down the stretch.
As will Baltimore. And Cleveland will get something. By the way, Mike Tomlin says that was on me, the fake field goal. It was, I don't know that he said dumb. I mean, I'm just reading this stuff after he goes, I thank my team for making this a side note and not a big issue. Don't you want to coach like that?
And that'll go a long way in the locker room when your head coach can have what they call accountability.
Well, he's always had it.
Yes.
So what the division that is. Now, Rams, of course, only with 1 loss, and they know that they struggled last week with Detroit, so don't take a team lightly like Houston, even though they haven't won since opening day. Sean McVay knows that. They also know that Arizona lost for the first time on Thursday. Matthew Stafford, this is one way all the way. Matthew Stafford, Darrell Henderson, 7-0 Rams. Davis Mills, youngster, the rookie, wasn't expecting to play. Tyrod Taylor ready in a week or 2. Mills passing Danny Amendola. No, it's Ernest Jones. And he's all the way down to the 12. Defense fired up. Stafford fired up. He said, you know what? Bang. Robert Woods. Did you wear number 2? We're throwing from the 2. That makes 17. 17-0 the Rams. Now Stafford. Cooper Kupp. And he turns, and Kupp runneth over for 52 yards.
The chemistry between those two is unmatched, maybe only by Burrow and Chase.
Henderson running in, 1 yard, 24-0 route on. Third quarter. And, of course, the Houston fans hoping for a better showing by their baseball team, the Astros, who certainly have potential. Now look at this. This is just Van Jefferson. The only bad news for the Rams, he limped off.
Everything they do is off a play action boom and down the field.
Now Stafford, Cup. They're just too good. They read each other, like you said.
The cup was very full today.
It was full, very full. 31-0. Now Woods, little ender on the Rams, having fun. They go up 38-0. Give Houston credit, they're trying. Davis Mills. Brandon Cooks. He can still run. 45 yards, 38-14. Under 3 minutes to go. And in a score that some might have been mildly interested in. Here's Mills to Brevin Jordan. And so, they're not going to win the game at 38-22. Why not go for two? They get it. Onside kick. Tyler Higbee, the Good Hands team is on there, and the Rams going to win by 16. 38-22.
And Houston has no idea who their quarterback is going to be next year. Very important reps for Davis Mills, the former 5-star quarterback from Stanford.
And Stafford threw for 305 and 3 touchdowns. And as we said, Houston has lost 7 straight. Well, the Seahawks come in losing 3 in a row. And, they're hoping after their bye week they get Russell Wilson back, but that's in 2 weeks. Pete Carroll says, we just need something. And Geno Smith, that's funny. We have Tyler Lockett, we have DK Metcalf. Why wouldn't you try to use them?
Just throw it to him. And no one adjusts to the deep ball better than Tyler Lockett, understanding how to position his body to make those catches.
Ruled down at the 1, Alex Collins. He runs hard, but he gets hit hard. And Seattle figures, look, we've lost 3 in a row. We couldn't run last Monday night against the Saints. We're going for it on 4th and goal. Geno in the end zone.
Yeah, with the Drew Brees leap. Anytime you're inside the 1, it's an easy play. Snap, catch, over the top.
His first touchdown since he was a Jet in 2014. See, keep coming back with the Jets. Trevor Lawrence under pressure. Andre Diggs, and that's just either a misread or Diggs with 3 interceptions this year. Seahawks ball, 3rd and 5. Geno feeling a little more confident. They get the lead. The Jags have won just 1 game, none on this continent. And to Lockett. And then if you have DK Metcalf, why wouldn't you do this? And the coverage is very good.
Yeah, when you have DK, though, the coverage can't be as high as DK can go. 6'3", 240 pounds. Throw it up where only he can go. And the body control, boom, and the toe tap. Outstanding.
That was good coverage of former Seahawks Shaquille Griffin, who everybody loves. And he was there, but so was Metcalf. 17-0 Seahawks at the half. Oh, little trickery. E.J. Dallas back to Geno. To Lockett. Oh, when you finally can feel good, Lockett caught 12 for 142.
Pound for pound, maybe the best player outside in the NFL, boom.
Geno to Metcalf, a touchdown. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
24-0. Now the Jags have scored. They made onside kick. Travis Homer not only scoops it up, but he's Homer on the range. He's gone. He is at Homer. They returned the onside kick for a touchdown. Yeah, finally a smile. Pete's never lost 4 in a row with Seattle. And the Seahawks beat the Jags 31-7. Seattle goes into the bye, hoping to get Russell Wilson because the next game's at Green Bay, but better. Finally, it was the Jags, but better.
Seattle is just trying to stay afloat a few more weeks until Russell Wilson can come back.
Yep, and now everybody pay attention to the most important day of the game of the day. Here it comes. Titans at the Colts. Titans beat the Colts already once this year. If Indy wants to get in this division race, AFC South, they got to win the game. And Carson Wentz and company came out hot. Nyheim Hines, 6-yard game, crowd roaring in Indy. 4th down. They're going to go, Frank Reich does. He does it a lot. Wentz to Michael Pittman, 7-0 Indy.
Really good patience there by Wentz, waiting on Pittman to come across the back line.
Now, Tennessee's first drive. Well, they've been on a roll. Ryan Tannehill picked off. Kenny Moore makes a move down to the 7. Colts set up for a big play, and they get it right away. Wentz from whence he's thrown to Pittman again. 14-0 Indy.
Notice how much time he had. The pass protection was outstanding.
And we know that Tennessee can rush the pass.
Absolutely.
Ask the Bills, ask the Chiefs. 14-7. Ryan Tannehill continues to play great. A.J. Brown, speaking of playing great, get out of my way. Don't even think about it. 57 yards, tied at 14.
Great play by Brown. Terrible effort by Xavier Rhodes trying to make a tackle.
Now we're in the fourth quarter. Very quickly, a minute and a half to go. We jumped around here. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're tied at 24. Don't tell me. Elijah Molden with the pick of Carson Wentz. What is this?
Boom. Normally I give you some analysis. I got nothing.
Well, the only guy that got something is Elijah. My goodness. And the Titans take a 31-24 lead. But look, we're in the last minute. 3rd and 16. Wentz running. Pittman among 4 or 5 Titans. Timeout. 38-yard gain. Now, what's the best play other than a circus catch you can make? Wentz to Ashton Dulin. What is it?
The underthrown deep ball, Boom. It's the best play in football because the defender is at a disadvantage. Great call there by the ref.
And so, pass interference at the 1. Jonathan Taylor runs it in. So we got 2 touchdowns in the last minute and a half. We're tied at 31. Each team, Colts get the toss. Punt. Not a good one. Tennessee gets the toss. Punt. A good one. Remember the difference in yards because Wentz is picked off by Kevin Byard. And another interception. He only had 1 all year going into these last, 7.5 minutes. But already they're in position. Tannehill, Brown. They really didn't have to gain much because of the difference in the 20 yards of the punts.
Absolutely.
And then comes Randy Bullock, 45. Squeezes it inside the right upright. Another scintillating win. Tennessee. For Mike Vrabel, a mind-numbing loss for the Colts. They were game. They started the season with losing, but now at 3-5, they are looking up 3 games in the standings to the Titans, and really that's 4 games because of the sweep, and it's a division with Houston and Jacksonville. Look, Halloween, you say nothing, you don't assume anything, but if you want to write something down in kind of heavy pencil, Tennessee wins the AFC South by this win.
Well, and here's the thing, if you're the coach, you can't ask much more of your defense. Derrick Henry had, 69 yards rushing?
They played great.
The defense played outstanding, and the coach offensively couldn't run the football. And then, what did they say? We're going to put the game on Carson Wentz. And again, Carson Wentz failed. He had played pretty good the last 3 weeks.
Right, the last 3
weeks.
Yeah,
but boom, you can't make the play he made on the goal line, and you can't make the last interception in overtime. He's got to make better decisions. They traded for this guy thinking he was going to be the savior at the quarterback position when Phillip Rivers retired. Right now, they got to question whether or not he's the guy moving forward in the future. They got to question that.
But they do, but I don't think Frank questions it, Frank Reich, because, look, they had great success in Philly, obviously, together. He's not – they can still make the playoffs.
Correct.
But it would be a long shot to win the division at this point. I know we're only halfway or almost halfway through.
But the quarterback has got to play better. You can't make some of the decisions he's making when the other 52 guys out there are playing as hard as they're playing.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Agreed. All right. Now, Carolina started off hot. They won 3 in a row. Then they lost 4 in a row. McCaffrey's been out. Think that has anything to do with it?
A little bit.
Panthers at the Falcons. And, boy, Atlanta. Georgia had the big win over Florida. The Braves, the way they're playing in the World Series. So you figure the Falcons would follow suit. But Sam Arnold, DJ Moore, they say incomplete. Matt Rule going to challenge it for Carolina. Take a look.
1 foot. Ooh, it looks like that 2 foot, his second foot is down,
but they didn't overturn it.
Yeah, but he didn't complete the process of the catch. The ball came out.
The field goal tied at 3. Second quarter, same score. Matt Ryan. And a guy that's really made a nice career for himself as a large, speedy Swiss Army knife, Cordero Patterson.
He's just a football player. Running back, wide receiver, kick returner, it doesn't matter. Get the ball in his hand.
10-3 Atlanta. Matt Ryan back looking for Kyle Pitts. Last week they were great. Can't complete it. Morgan Fox shoves Ryan, stepped on his hand, bloody, looking for call.
Yeah, I mean, quarterbacks can bleed too. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with the blood.
I don't know if he looked for it. He's bleeding. He's in, though. Now Ryan under pressure, picked off. Shaq Thompson. And Ryan gets the hand taken care of. Panthers have the ball, 12 seconds to go in the half. Darnold. Just a 4-yarder or more, runs out of bounds. And Zane Gonzalez. He is insane. He kicked 4 field goals, this one 57 yards. People think we spend all day writing this.
Oh, you do.
I don't. Panthers said it's 10-9. Now it's 12-10 Carolina. Darnold hit hard by Oluokun, shaken up, and P.J. Walker would have to come in.
Yeah, and if you're Darnold, you got to be smarter. You take a hit in your right shoulder. Also, your head hits the ground. You don't see a lot of franchise quarterbacks getting hit like that.
And so Darnold, concussed, leaves. The Chuba missile crisis. Chuba Hubbard, a touchdown for Carolina. They lead 19-10. Ryan, remember the trade just 10 days ago for Stephon Gilmore? Already in the pick books for Carolina.
Shaq Thompson, Stephon Gilmore back, and this Carolina defense took it up another notch, limiting Atlanta less than 225 yards of total offense, Boom.
So Carolina had lost 4 in a row, and that losing streak goes by the boards. A lot of teams with losing streaks going by the boards on this day. Now, Bucks, Saints, nothing losing streak about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Only one loss this year, Jameis Winston. You think he was fired up to play his old team?
Mm-hmm.
He's pressured by Devin White. Devin. He goes down after the play. Left leg, this is rough to see.
Yeah, because his left foot, it's stuck in the ground. Thankfully, it came out. Hopefully the injury is not too serious.
But he had to limp off. And Trevor Siemian, remember, Hill is hurt too. Taysom Hill.
Absolutely.
So this is totally changed. Now, New Orleans beat the Bucs in 2 regular season games last year with Drew Brees. Brady picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Returns it 25 yards. First half, Tom turned it over twice. Saints in business. And we said Trevor Siemian in. And quickly inside the 5, little swing to Alex Armah. Siemian first touchdown pass in 4 years. 16-7 Saints at the half. Saints 4th and goal. 3rd quarter. Alvin Kamara. Doesn't look like he's going to be. And then he can waltz in Alvin Candied Kamara.
Just an outstanding play call and play design by Sean Payton.
And a big game for Kamara Monday night. Kamara with the touchdown now 23-7 Saints. Brady. Gio Bernard. Here come the Bucs. 23-14. Saints 3 and out. Tampa ball. 3rd and 3. Brady. Time. He still zings it 50 yards, doesn't he, to Mike Evans? Touchdown.
You just knew they were going to try to hit Lattimore over the top because Evans and Lattimore, one of the great rivalry matchups in the NFC South.
And so it's 23-21. Saints lead it down to 2. Saints kick a field goal, 26-21. Brady. You don't know Cyril Grayson, but Tom does, and so does Bruce Arians, 50 yards.
Blown coverage by the Saints, and Brady, that's like a layup, Boom.
2-point conversion, no good, but the Bucs lead after trailing the whole way, 27-26. Saints on the move. Simeon, Marquez, Callaway. Drive stalls. Field goal unit out. Brian Johnson. Remember, Will Lutz, the regular field goal kicker, out. Brian Johnson, good, 23 yards, 29-27 New Orleans. Minute and a half. Brady, time, picked off. P.J. Williams. Not only is it picked, but the Saints defense stands the tallest. He's in. And on Halloween, without their starting quarterback, they do to the Bucs what they did last year twice in the regular season. They beat the Tampa Bay Bucs, the Super Bowl champs, in New Orleans. And New Orleans win it 29-27. So a huge, huge win for the Saints. Afterwards, Bruce Arians on the loss.
That was an embarrassing display of football. From all the things that we talked about coming down here to what it was going to take to win, and to play like that starts with me. Obviously, we weren't ready to play, and penalties, turnovers, beating anybody that way. Sean did a hell of a job bringing in, Simeon, and did a hell of a job of going back and winning the game. And and we didn't make the plays.
So 36-27, the Saints win it. They're going away there. And Bruce is wearing orange, too. The Bengals lost in the Halloween colors. Bruce, I don't get it. There was a higher power on this day. And the power was New Orleans. It's quite a 7-day run for them.
Well, it was New Orleans defense. And New Orleans, they always play the Bucs tough because of the style. On that last INT, it was cover 2, man underneath. They get up in the Bucs receivers. And without Antonio Brown, the Bucs don't have a speed guy that can run. The Saints are not afraid of anybody going by them. So it's always going to be a very close game. But you got to give a shout out to Trevor Siemian. Okay, Jameis Winston goes down. Boom, he comes off the bench. And he doesn't play great, but what he does is manages the game and makes sure they're in the right position. Outstanding job by him coming off the bench. But the Saints defense won them the game today.
Well, and it did in a lot of ways on Monday, too.
Absolutely,
Obviously,
yes.
Tampa's a better team in Seattle.
Yes.
But Sean hasn't changed anything, but he knows what he knows what he's got.
He knows how to manage the game.
Correct.
And take the game down to the fourth quarter where he knows his defense can win it and his quarterbacks and Alvin Kamara can make a play.
And he can show his quarterbacks he's got confidence in
Exactly.
him by not asking him to do the stuff they can't quite
Exactly.
do. It's not a miracle that Sean Payton. This is a great matchup, Saints Bucs, and they'll be playing it again. All right, now what? Washington at Denver. Denver has lost 4 in a row. The football team looking for a win, and Payton, number 18 jersey, honoring him, Hall of Fame, as they do for all the players in the home parks, and you know, nobody more beloved than number 18.
The sheriff.
There he is. And just for fun, Peyton's going to throw one to Brandon Stokely for a touchdown. Why not? Great moment for Broncos and their fans. Peyton and Brandon, obviously. Now, 3-3 game, under 2 to go in the half. Teddy Bridgewater. Melvin Gordon. You know, at times you remember how good he can be. That's 10-3.
Absolutely.
Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Taylor Heineke. Adam Humphries turns it up. 23 yards. Heineke. DeAndre Carter. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Game tied at 10.
You see that play a lot, Boom. The slot guy from the inside runs the fade. The outside receiver stops. That's just a good play design and even better throw by Heineke.
Under 7 minutes remaining. Bridgewater. And isn't he happy to have back the judge? Judge Jerry Jeudy, an 18-yard gain. Ankle injury week 1, he's back. Broncos 3rd and 2. Gordon. Yep, he's in. Broncos lead 17-10. Under a minute to go in the fourth. 4th and 19. Heineke. Picked off by Justin Simmons. That would appear to seal it for the Broncos. But Gordon fumbles. Are you kidding?
That's why you just take a knee, Boom. I'm not sure why you run another play. Nice job there by Chase Young, sticking the right paw in there, knocking it out.
David Mayo falls on it, and so they have a chance. But very quickly, it's 4th and 14. Vic fans are going, really? Did that really happen? But Heineke looking to take the bottle cap off this thing. But it's out. Altitude, he threw it out of the end zone.
Even on a Hail Mary, you got to give your guys an opportunity to make a play. Keep it in the field of play.
And so, the Broncos, I told you, this is a day that teams with losing streaks, other than the longest ones going on, seem to end. The Broncos' 4-game losing streak goes by the boards, and Washington falls to 2-6. And we should say that the Broncos blocked 2 field goal attempts by the Washington football team's Chris Blewett. So special teams playing a role in breaking the losing streak. Eagles-Lions. We said almost everybody lost the losing streak. Look, the Lions have tried. The Rams game last week, they tried. Fans came to Sky. You know, they were trying their best. Philadelphia saw what Detroit did in many of their games and went, we cannot take this for granted. And, you know, they haven't played great lately either. Jalen Hurts is what he can do.
Oh, he can do that. He can use that athletic ability and get those free yards.
The Eagles in the red zone, Jordan Howard in. And at this point, it's already 17-0 in Detroit. 3rd and 12. And the Eagles deep in their own territory. Good rush, Lions. He feels it. And his speed is What's better than everybody else on the field? 20-yard game.
You got to spy a mobile quarterback like Hurts.
Later in the drive, I still don't get a guy named Boston playing for Philadelphia. But we like the player, don't get me wrong. Boston Scott, 3-yard touchdown, 24-0 Philly. Route on. Hurts. College chum, Devontae Smith, 15 yards. Under 5 to go. Hurts. He would run for 71 on this day, in addition to throwing it well. And then at the 2, Jordan Howard, why don't you do it? Nice cutback over there. 31-0, 2 touchdowns Howard. And yeah, this is not a costume. You know, this is getting long, this losing streak. Jared Goff, DeAndre Swift. Vontae Maddox punches it out, and Darius Slay returns to Detroit as an Eagle and gets in the end zone.
Former Detroit Lion. Boom, it's always nice when you come home. Nice little punch out there, the peanut punch. Shout out to Peanut Tillman. And then the scoop and score by Darius Slay. Welcome home, young man.
So Slay did it, Adrian Phillips did it against his ex-team. And in the end, Lions bye week, good. They're trying, but didn't look like it on this day. 44-6 for Philadelphia. And as we said, the Lions now fall to 0-8 Philly, winning for the 3rd time this year. The Niners, they're trying to snap the 4th in Chicago. Coach Matt Nagy, COVID-19 protocol. That's Chris Tabor, special teams coach. He got a lot of airtime on this day. I mean, he was on more than George Halas would have been. At any rate, Justin Fields the fake. And Jesse James came disguised not as a bank robber, but as a football player.
And how about that throw? How about that throw? Fields coming on the outside, boom, gets his hips turned, and using that this rifles that shot in there. Maybe the best throw of the season by him.
I tell you what, he played a good game today, Boog.
Yes.
10-3 Chicago. 13-6 Chicago. Jimmy G. What a year he's had already. Debo. Whoa. The Debo shuffle. 50 yards inside the 5. Clock winding down. Jimmy G. The Debo can't quite get it. They get over a field goal at 13-9 at the half. 16-9 Chicago. Now look at this. When you do a screen to a guy this powerful and the blocker's working with you, and he gets up ahead of steam, he's like a locomotive. Look out. 83 yards, almost all the way, goes down at the 1.
He plays receiver, but he runs like a running back, boom.
And Jimmy G says, all right, let me take it. Cuts it up, touchdown. He had to stop. Look at this. Stop. Debo, stop for a minute.
Yeah.
I got it. Now help me block. It's okay. 49ers missed the extra point. They still trail 16-15. 4th quarter. Niners. Told you there was Elijah sighting a couple places on this day. This young man ran tough. And so did like everybody else on the 49ers. They're all in there.
Next to Najee Harris, I think he's the best rookie running back in the NFL this year.
21-16. Jimmy G to Brandon Ayuk. So 7-point lead. They lead 23-16. 4th and 1 Chicago. Forget it. He stumbles. He's caught. I lied. He's not caught. Look at him make a miss. What? Unbelievable run. 22 yards. Bears miss extra point. Trail 23-22.
This is what they wanted to see. Really good block by Jason Peters.
San Francisco, Jimmy G says, all right, Fields did it. I did this once before. I can do it again. And San Francisco snaps their 4-game losing streak. Jimmy G smiles and threw for 322, ran the 2 touchdowns. They're up to 3-4 in Chicago. Falls to 3-5. Debo caught 6 for 171, 819 yards in 7 games for the Niners. Does the name Jerry Rice ring a bell? He had the best start, 781 back in 1986. Deep, when you knock him out of the book, you've done something. Well, hopefully everybody had a great Halloween, and you know what else happened? That game Thursday night was really something, that the Packers beat Arizona, giving Arizona their first loss, and you know what that means?
What's that?
It happened Thursday night, but we're still doing it because somewhere, that's the 72 Dolphins. They still remain the only unbeaten team, the 17-0 Super Bowl champion Miami Dolphins, they popped the cork probably several times by the time you're seeing this show. And nobody will go undefeated once again. All right, game ball time. What do you got?
I'm going with the 49ers receiver, Deebo Samuel. He was outstanding. Boom, 6 catches, 171 yards. He came into this league not knowing if he could play receiver. They ran a lot of jet sweeps with him. He's developed himself into one of the best receivers going right now. He's having an outstanding year. He's improved his route running. And when he gets the ball in his hands, he's essentially a running back because his lower body is so powerful. And Kyle Shanahan does a great job of getting him the ball in space. Great today.
Look, there is no other way for me to go than an unknown from Western Kentucky, Mike White, Jets quarterback, first start, 400 yards. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals, the first-place Cincinnati Bengals. They scored in the first quarter for the first time all year. A first 400-yard quarterback, and he caught a 2-point conversion. We gave you all the stuff. First 400-yard passing quarterback for the Jets since Vinny in 2000. We could go on. And he looked poised. He looked like, okay, this is not too big for me. And the Jets beat Tennessee and Cincinnati. If only they could beat other teams.
I love that he did it after they traded for Joe Flacco. Maybe that motivated him just a little bit.
I don't know. Maybe Joe was sitting and listening to the game.
I don't know.
But I tell you what, that's something. As Zach Wilson is sidelined for a few weeks. So, again, almost the halfway mark.
Yes.
Because with 17 games, I don't know what the halfway mark is. Like
it's probably like on Wednesday of next week.
Yeah, I was going to say something like that. But we do know that Sunday Night Football, one of those one-loss teams, the Dallas Cowboys, playing the Minnesota Vikings. So we welcome back our compadre, Scott Van Pelt. Scotty?
Boomer, thank you very much. Let us be the first to wish you a happy Halloween. Cowboys and Vikings on Sunday Night Football. Dak Prescott looked iffy all week, calf injury, and as it turned out, he was not in uniform for this one, so that meant Cooper Rush would make his first NFL start on the bright lights of Sunday Night Football. Early on, it was Kirk Cousins who looked good down the sideline on the first drive of the game, 3rd and 2 completions. Moves the chains, then a little double move here, buys some wide open space for Adam Thielen. Touchdown Vikings. They've scored on their first possession in 6 consecutive games, the longest streak in the NFL. They're out 7-0. Third quarter, the Cowboys trailing 10-3. And Cooper Rush on 3rd and 8. All right, first down. Forget that. Touchdown. Cedric Wilson. He gets Harrison Smith all turned around in the Vikings secondary. Dak and the Cowboys loving it. That's the longest completion for the Cowboys since 2018, game tied at 10. Trailing 13-10, Wilson, how about this? Design pass play, and he's got an arm to CeeDee Lamb for 35 yards. Sometimes when that first target or the first read isn't there, it just could be a disaster. Not the case at all. Wilson buys time. That led to a field goal. They're tied at 13s. Late in the game, it's 16-13, and Rush looking for Amari Cooper. It's batted up in the air. Incredible concentration for Cooper to get it. And the Rush family nervously watching. It's 3rd and 11. They're certainly in range for a Zerline field goal, but what a run by Ezekiel Elliott on 3rd and 11. He busts through a couple of tacklers, so now they're at the 5. Tying field goal looks to be a formality. Can they get the go-ahead touchdown? Yes, they can. Rush, who throws for 325 in the game with an absolute dime to Cooper, who goes up and gets it over Dantzler. And the Cowboys, with their backup quarterback on the field, everybody thrilled. His family, the offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, and the guy that figures to be back on the field just as soon as his calf will let him. But this night belongs to Cooper Rush. That's quite a story. The Cowboys move to 6-1 on the season. They welcome Denver to town next week. Does not get any easier for the Ravens as they hit the road to take on a Ravens team who's coming off a bye after they got beaten badly at home by Cincinnati.
Both of these two teams would have taken a win by any means possible, right? Either, you don't care how ugly it is, it looks much better in the standings. And Kansas City now at 4-4, they will take it. Giants came in, played really tough, especially on defense. All the talk about the turnovers for Kansas City. Here's Pat. They had a great first drive, and this is the end of it. It's a pinball up in the air, and Love able to get the interception in the end zone for New York.
And you got to think Andy Reid was like, here we go again. You know, how could this happen? Bounce way up in the air. But fortunately, they got the interception the first play after.
All of a sudden, Willie Gay is an interception machine, consecutive weeks with picks for Gay. And then the Chiefs' second opportunity. Mahomes, the scramble, finds Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Kansas City.
That's what we've all become accustomed to. The extended plays, Patrick Mahomes finds somebody open in the back of the end zone. Tyreek Hill makes a great grab.
Yeah, the Giants hanging tough. It's not Evan Ingram, not this time. It's Kyle Rudolph. Had gone the longest drought of his career, 16 games without a touchdown. They tie the game. Right back, it's the running game now. It's Derek Gore, touchdown for the Chiefs.
Yeah, they got it going. The offensive line was coming off the ball. The Giants were playing two high safeties, and you thought, wait a minute now, can these Kansas City Chiefs actually run the ball?
Travis Kelce was a non-factor in the game for the most part, makes the catch there and coughs it up. Another turnover for Kansas City.
A forced turnover by Logan Ryan. Excellent execution, punching the ball out.
And then Jones, you said it, where's Evan Ingram? And there he was. Touchdown, and the Giants, just like that, take the lead. 9 minutes to go. Butker from 36 ties things at 17. Mahomes on this drive loads up and fires, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Darnay Holmes, but wait a second. Flag on the play.
Yeah, Jimenez just a fraction off. Maybe Patrick Mahomes saw that and said, well, I can take a chance, but that would be a high risk in that moment.
1-1-1 on the clock. And that's how Kansas City goes on to get the victory. Giants really with no timeouts, unable to do anything on that final series to try to get down the field and in field goal range. So, you know, for me, for Kansas City, they'll obviously take the win, but the penalty, they had a dozen penalties, and the turnovers officially just 2, but there were plenty more that could have been out there. Still working on that ball security.
Look, it's a good thing, Steve, that this isn't college and style points really don't matter here, and that it's all just about W's and L's, because if this was about style, there'd be some voters going, I just don't really think that this team's as good as maybe we thought that they were. And maybe you drop them down in the rankings. But see, now they have a chance to continue to work on the ball security issues, the discipline issues, while still getting the W and moving up. Slowly but surely. But right now, look, I wouldn't feel great if I were them after this. I'd feel good about the defense, about some of the things it showed. But offensively, they got to get it going. They got to get it going.
You know, all this talk about, you know, has the league figured out Andy Reid, Mahomes, and this Kansas City offense? I didn't really buy into it a whole lot. After tonight, there are some significant hurdles that this offense will have to get over for them to get back to who they were. And they may never get back to as explosive as they were. Defenses will not allow that. And the more you put on tape, the more defenses study you. Patrick Graham had a great plan tonight. So I think we need to adjust our expectations of what this offense is going to be like. And if they're going to get back to the Super Bowl and win, they may have to do more defensively than they have in the past, because they're just not going to score 35, 40 points every time you roll the ball out.
All right, so Lewis has the Chiefs dropping out of the top 25 when the college football rankings come out. And top-ranked Kansas City Chiefs will be facing the Green Bay Packers, who have a top ranking all their own.
All right, fellas, good to be with both of you guys as well. Tennessee, the talk of Week 8. That, you know, Buffalo, Kansas City, Indy for the second time. They put themselves in a great position.
Some of the best wins in the NFL this year, and the way they've done it, I think they got to feel really good as we get to the semi-halfway point.
It's not all the same.
Exactly, different style.
All the
exactly.
same.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel.
Yes.
Knows how